everyone, I'm Holly and I'm the maker here at Missouri River Soap. And in this video today I'm making a brand new tallow soap. I'm super excited about it. It was inspired by a wonderful weekend that I had with my uncle over Labor Day weekend last year. So that weekend we got in the Jeep and we went trailing, and it was a wonderfully warm weekend. The windows were open. It was just so much fun. And we took the Wild Bill Trail, which is an official Jeep trail that goes up Blacktail Mountain. And in this just time frame, we were smelling the most amazing smells. Montana, it smells epic up in the mountains, let me tell you. And so we were actually just discussing as we were like trailing, how could you make a scent that would smell like the mountains? So I have come up with an essential oil blend, and it is a mixture of fir needle, balsam fir, cypress, juniper berry, I'm trying to remember all of them, patchouli, and frankincense. Now I can't say that it's exactly the scent that I am looking for. I'm sure I will continue to tweak it. It does miss some of those more earthy notes, and so I'm going to probably keep on tweaking it because I think I want to get some cedar in there, and I don't have any cedar right now. You can check out the recipe that I'm using for this tallow soap down below, and it is a mixture of predominantly tallow, but we also add in some coconut, castor, shea butter, and a little olive oil as well to make it a well-balanced tallow soap. So into my oils, I'm also adding this most luscious mixture, and I have a video on the channel already and that shows me making this as an unscented batch. And this is goat milk kefir and sheep's milk yogurt. That batch of soap, it might be my favorite. It might be my favorite over figgy cream and creme of cacao. I adore this blend of tallow with the sheep's milk yogurt and the goat milk kefir. So that's what we're going to do today. And I am going to be adding these yummy, yummy yogurt kefir liquids to my base here. I am soaping at a little bit warmer temperature because tallow does solidify very quickly. And so let's get this in. I have warmed this up just gently, just super gentle, so that it just doesn't shock the oils in the pot. All right, let's blend these in. We've got the snazzy goggles in action, and now I'm going to add in the lye solution. I have a little bit of lye lint on it just because it's reduced water to accommodate all the other goodies in there. And then I'm just going to blend this a little bit for starters. Okay, so I mixed it for a count of about 30 seconds. And I think this is good. I want to just gently stir in my essential oil blend. And hopefully it doesn't do anything wild. And then I will stick blend it more with the colors because it's a little full at the moment. It just smells so woodsy and fresh. It's really hard to match up the exact smell of the outdoors and the pine and everything. It's spectacular, and I cannot wait to get back into the mountains. So I'm going to pour off some for an accent color. Made a bit of a mess. So into this main pot, I have a mixture of spinach powder and French green clay. And then into my accent pot, I have some raw cacao powder. So I'm gonna put this in first, and I really tried to whir it up, blend it up with my little mini blender tool, but I don't know. We shall see what it's gonna do here. If it has some speckles, I'm okay with that. And I just really like the subtle, maybe not as big of speckles as it's showing there. Let's just grab those. Alright, and then into this side, I'm going to add in this cocoa powder. A little kaolin clay in there with it. Let's see what color it's going to turn. That's really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and add in the remainder that I've mostly mixed up, and I'm going to scrape it. And then I'm going to give that one a blend. Alright, so I want to do like an in the pot swirl here. So I'm going to go in with my brown. And I just thought it would be pretty just to have a nice earthy brown and green swirl. The cocoa powder always smells very interesting in soap. It kind of gets a little sour smelling. It's not anything, there's nothing wrong. It just reacts to the lye in that way, and then it will fade out as it cures. I'm going to just kind of move this about a bit. Alright, so let's pour this into the mold and see what design it makes. Kind of reminds me of a camo soap I made back in the day. This is going to look so good. Maybe not your, I don't know, run-of-the-mill Mo River soap color selection, but I like it. I'm very excited about it. I'd actually planned on making a rainbow soap today as well, and I was like, you know what? I think a rainbow is going to be a lot of work, so we're just going to make this today. I made an unscented tallow soap again, and I made some sea salt soaps, and so I think I'll just save my rainbow for a day when I'm nice and refreshed. Alright, so I think what I'm doing here is just some ridges back and forth. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do that, but I like this a lot. I cannot wait to see the colors that this spinach and cocoa powder combination makes. It's going to be so pretty once it's solidified and saponified. So the other thing was that my uncle had kind of got me going on putting this like raw cacao bean powder in my coffee, and so that's been really fun. And we went to Copper Mountain Coffee one day and he got a matcha, and so the green kind of reminds me of that as well. And so it is just full of memories from that wonderful weekend. So I am going to cover this up, let it saponify and solidify, and then I'll be back in a couple of days to cut it. Okay, so I am back to unmold this blacktail soap, and I think it turned out great. I was a little bit, I forgot to take off my tape. I can't do it with my gloves on. I think it turned out great. It's a little mottled on the top from the ash. It was kind of odd how it decided to go about the process, but it's fine. Ash does not bother me that much. And I was kind of worried that it didn't gel all the way because it was pretty nice in here the day that I made it. But then it got way colder at night than we thought. And I came out here the next morning and it was only 55. So, but I think it's fine. I don't think there's going to be any issues. But we'll see if there is. It smells amazing. It's so woodsy, and the patchouli just on the, just kind of like on the underside. It's not a super strong note, but oh, it smells good. I do have some speckles from the spinach powder. That's just the way that operates. And some speckles from the cocoa powder too. I kept saying that it was raw cocoa powder, cacao powder, but it's not. It doesn't say raw anyway on its packaging. Alright, so here we have the nice loaf. It is definitely very speckly, but sometimes that can be just on the sides. We shall see. I'm going to go get my splitting tool. So this is my splitting cutter from Smith Creek Studio. To my knowledge, it is no longer available. And I'm going to start by just taking a little slice off the edge. That's how I have my molds built. Those are samples and testers, and then it makes just a nice crisp edge. So you can see how the cocoa powder is two different colors, but it will all be this darker, at least it should all be the darker color. Usually the outside ring is what you're going to end up with overall. And cocoa powder does do that. And then I cut my loaves at 2.5 inches. I'm so excited about this being the sheep's milk yogurt and the kefir recipe, tallow recipe. Oh, this is going to be fun. Almost could get like a chocolate mint vibe off of this one. And you know, if you made a rosemary mint, a lot of times rosemary mint can smell like a chocolate mint. So did I cut that right? Yes, I just have a big extra chunk on this side. I should have done it a little bit more evenly. So it looks a little bit, there's some air pockets, air holes on this side. I kind of like how this side looks. Nice. Alright, I'll go get my bar cutter. Alright, so I have my bar cutter here from Buds on Etsy. And let us see what this is going to look like inside. Oh, that's neat. Doesn't that look nice? For a nice woodsy bar that makes you think about trailing in the mountains. I love it. I might have preferred the cocoa powder to verge a little bit more on the, let's see, a cooler side than a warmer side. But it is what it is. It's kind of how cocoa powder is. Very warm in color. I bet cedar would be just amazing in this blend. Oh, very nice. I think the fellows will really like this one. Be a little bit more up their alley. It'll be really fun to see it as the cocoa powder changes to the darker color. Oh, that's a fun. Oh, this is a fun bar. Look at that bar. Isn't that great? And then this all inside should darken to what this color is. So won't that be a nice contrast? That top looks great. And even the bars that have a little ash on them, they still look really good. It's not a big deal. That just washes off in the first use or two. And it's just a reaction to the air. It's no big deal. Whoa. Alright, we're going to cut this last. I'm gonna clean it off this time, because that bugs me just a little bit every now and again. I know my husband is going to be so excited about this batch. Oh, that looks great. So good. Oh, I love this scent. Alright, so next I'm going to line these up on a tray, put them on the curing rack. They're going to stay there for 4 to 6 weeks, where they are just going to evaporate extra moisture. They're going to develop their crystal structure, and they are going to just become a harder, more conditioning bar with the cure. So if you're interested in purchasing this soap, be sure to sign up for emails if you haven't already on our website, moriversoap.com. That way you can stay up to date on when this soap is released. And be sure to check out the video description for more information. Follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, and I will chat with you later. Bye.